Hello, everyone. I'm Roz. Let me get right into the video. Ooh, my makeup is looking kind of crazy, y'all. Hey, every now and then it happens, so I don't know. Anyway, this is not a makeup tutorial or anything. This is me being super real and super vulnerable. Okay? And so I want to talk about gastric bypass. Okay? Some people may not know, but 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, it'll be 10 years March 1st, 2022. I had Rouxen Y Gastric Bypass. Yes, I did. So, and it's hard for me to get on here and say that. I have some videos that I was blogging my journey. I had a couple of videos just blogging my journey and my weight loss and what I experienced post-op and the things I learned, and just was my emotions and how I felt and everything. So, and the plateau periods and all of that. So if you would like to go back and watch those videos, they are on here. I don't know. I think you have to just type my name in and to see the videos. So I'm sorry, that's the best I can say right now because I just found them myself. Apparently I have 2 channels, but whenever I go live, it's still showing I'm still on a different YouTube. So anyway, I'm still the same person. So I'm Roz Loves Bling, but I'm also Roz. So I had the surgery 9 years ago, and I got all the way down. So my highest weight was 320. Ever since I started having children, I started having weight issues. After each child, I've had 5 children, 6 pregnancies. And after each child, it seemed like I packed on an extra 30 pounds that I couldn't get rid of. I tried, but I was doing all the wrong things, like starving myself, taking laxatives, just going on this fasting diets where I go for weeks without food and I'm just drinking water. And I went on the lemonade diet, that's just, you just make this lemonade stuff and that's what you drink. I did that for a while. Now, some of those most of those I did lose weight, but it was not done in a healthy way. So as soon as I went back to eating, the weight came back on. So, but at my highest, when I had my last child, I was 320 something pounds. So, and I was not happy with the way I looked and the way I felt, and so I decided to do something about it. And I decided to become, stop eating meat and be a vegetarian. And I dropped a lot of weight, doing that. And I was disciplined about it. I lost 100 pounds on my own doing that. Well, I did the lemonade diet. Then when I got tired of the lemonade diet, I moved on to being a vegetarian right away, so that I would always be on some diet, so the weight loss would continue, But to lose weight, it has to be something that you can do permanent for the rest of your life. So those plans where you drink those shakes, meal replacement shakes, are you going to do that for the rest of your life? You might be losing weight because you're not eating and there's a calorie deficit, but it's not teaching you how to eat properly. So what's going to happen when you get ready to eat again? You're going to gain all the weight back. So that yo-yo dieting is stressful, it's depressing, and it's really bad for your body. So as a result of me yo-yo dieting, I ended up with a gallstone. So I had to have gallbladder surgery. And then after that, then I got pregnant with my last child, and then she was born, and I was 320 something pounds, and I dropped that weight. I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I dropped 100 pounds on my own. Yes, I did. And I was so proud of myself. I may not have, necessarily done it in a healthy way, but hey, the pounds were gone. But I was not satisfied. I still wanted to be below 200 pounds. I hadn't been below 200 pounds since I had my first child. Well, no, my second child. I think it was after my second child that I tipped the scale at 200 something pounds. Yeah, so I wanted to be below 200 pounds. And so anyway, so I dropped the 100 pounds. And then once I started eating again, the weight, I got scared because I started gaining weight. I gained 50 pounds back. So I got back up to 270. So after getting down to 220, I went back up to 270. And I'm like, I can't do this again. I will never see 300 pounds again. And I was determined that that was not going to happen by any means necessary, right? So I decided, I told my doctor, I want to have gastric bypass. So I started reading about it and everything. So once I started meeting with the doctor, well, in order to be approved for the surgery, I had, first of all, I had to have comorbidities. I might not be saying that word right. Excuse me, you guys. I have to have some type of health issues that are related to me being overweight, basically. And and sleep apnea is what saved me, okay? Because I would snore in my sleep. So I had a CPAP machine. So anyway, and I hated that thing. And I'm saying, I can't live my life with this thing. First of all, this is not attractive. That thing is loud, it's uncomfortable on your nose, on your face. I was like, I ain't living this is not good quality. I'm too young for this. So I was determined to pursue getting the gastric bypass, but I backed out when the doctor told me I had to lose. He wanted me to lose about 40 pounds. I was like, if I could do that, I wouldn't be having the surgery. I was like, that's ridiculous. So I changed my mind. And I said I was going to go back to trying to do my own thing. But I got frustrated because once my weight went back up to 270, nothing I did worked. I could not get off of 270. I wasn't going up, but I wasn't coming back down. And that 270 was just too doggone close to 300 pounds. And when I would have to meet with the doctor to get a weight check to see if I've lost weight, it was humiliating. I would start making excuses. I canceled the appointment because if I knew that I was not following the plan and losing weight, that, the doctor was going to say something, probably chew me out or whatever, and I hated that because I felt like, you don't know how hard this is. It is hard. It is very hard. And people will not know that unless they have had to experience it. It is very hard. It is like being addicted. It's a drug. It's a sickness. the difference between alcohol, drugs, and a food addiction is you can completely eliminate alcohol and drugs, but you're going to eat, and you can't avoid food. So so that makes it hard. It seemed like every time I would decide to go on a diet, then somebody is having a birthday party and they're inviting me to, and it's all this food. And I'm like, I want to eat at the party, I don't want to have to sit around and just people say, are you going to eat? Oh no. I know I wasn't doing all of that. So every time, so then I would say, okay, well, I'll start my diet tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. I always wanted to start on the beginning of the week. It couldn't be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It had to be a Monday. I don't know why, for some reason. It just had to be that. It was all or nothing. So I kept meeting with the doctor, and after a while I stopped going, because when I would weigh myself and I knew that I hadn't lost weight, or the little bit of weight I did lose, I gained it right back. I said, I can't go back to the doctor knowing that I'm not following the diet, knowing that I have gained back the weight that I've lost. And I have to sit there and the doctor's going to say what happened. And I'm going to feel like the smallest person in the world. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. And it's torture emotionally, what you go through when you're dealing with obesity. So to make a long story short, so it ended up taking me about a year to get down to the weight that the doctor wanted me to get to, in order to be in order to qualify for the surgery. So I don't, at some point I got to where I had enough. I want to have this surgery, and I have to get rid of this weight to do it. So I got serious with it. I started drinking the protein shakes. So I would drink the meal replacement protein shakes. The doctor told me to do the diet that I would be doing post-op. So I can get adjusted to it. So I started drinking the protein muscle milkshakes, and I liked them. And then I started losing weight. I said, nope, I got to do it this time. I got to go all the way. There's no turning back. And so I got down to 240. Yes, I did. And so I got approved for the surgery. And March 1st, I don't remember what, 2012 was my surgery day. And I have a video of me on surgery day in the hospital bed, if you want to look at it. It's a little short video. So now, and I got down to 160 something pounds, you guys. Yes. Now, at some point, at first I was blogging about, my journey and what I was experiencing, and the struggles and the victories, and, my progress basically. And then at some point, for whatever reason, I just wasn't motivated to make any videos anymore, But I will tell you what my experience has been like 9 years out. So first of all, some mistakes I made right after surgery. It was hard for me to get my water in, and it still is. It was hard for me to get in my water. So I was always dehydrated, and I'm dehydrated now. So it's just been an ongoing issue. First of all, I hate water. I hate the way it tastes. So I put cucumbers in the water, and it's not so bad, But Back then, I started putting Crystal Light in my water and buying those little packets, flavor packets, where those packets have some type of sweetener in them. Once I opened back, it's almost like somebody on drugs or somebody who smokes cigarettes. You cannot take a puff of a cigarette ever again. Otherwise, you're going to relapse. So at first, the first couple of months, the weight just dropped easy. I had no appetite. I was dealing with different, complications and different things like that. So I wasn't really caring too much about eating. So during that honeymoon phase, I was, once I got past the plateau, it was down, and it was easy. And then after about a year, my appetite started coming back. And I had been putting Crystal Lights in my water. And I don't want to say nothing bad. It wasn't just Crystal Lights, just sweeteners, period, in my water, wherever I can get them. And I think that unlocked my sweet tooth again. Don't do it. Do not, if you can, stay away from sugar. I regret, because ever since I introduced sugar back into my life, it was innocent enough. I said, hey, the water hurts my stomach. I'm putting something in it, so I can tolerate it. But that stuff I put in it was sugar. If you want to put something in your water, that's if you have this problem with water. Put cucumbers or some type of fruit in your water to freshen it, lemons, whatever you like to drink. But don't put any sugar in your water. Don't try to avoid sugar like it's the plague, okay? Because that sugar is what causes you to gain weight. And guess what? I started gaining my weight back. Yes, I did. And I struggled for 9 years. Okay. I must have stayed at 160. I stayed 160 probably, I can't remember. Maybe I'll say about 2 years out. But then I started experiencing weight gain. I started eating sugary foods again. I started eating candy, ice cream. Oh, that made me dump so bad. And my body would reject sugary foods. If it was too sweet, there were certain foods that I did not touch, whether I liked them or not, because the experience was so bad. I would experience what I call a sugar buzz. I don't know if anybody else experienced it. I think it's part of a dumping. Dumping is when you eat the wrong thing, basically, and it goes through your body really fast, and it comes out, as diarrhea. So your body is just dumping the food because it can't handle all the sugar. So whenever if I would have certain things that had a tremendous amount of sugar in it, like cereal, for example, or some of those coffee drinks. So I remember a couple of times I experienced what I call a sugar buzz. And it was a thing, if I can describe it, I was incoherent. I was having like a panic attack. I started sweating profusely. I was kind of having an out of body experience. I couldn't function, and I'm acting weird and like I'm high, or I'm a person on drugs. And that scares me. That scared the heck out of me. And it happened a couple of times. It happened a couple of times for a couple of years. Every now and then, if I eat something that was too much sugar in it, my body was going to let me know. And one way I knew that it was coming, the sugar buzz was coming on, like after I eat some sugar, maybe about 45 minutes after I eat it, the first thing that would happen was my lower lip would feel numb. Yeah, this is weird, isn't it? My lower lip would start getting numb. So I knew at that point what was about to happen. And it would cause me so much anxiety. And I couldn't control it. Like once I had the sugar, like I just had to go for the ride, And my family, it would scare them. It happened to me one time when I was driving. Oh my God, that was so scary. That was so dangerous. And the thing is, you don't know when it's going to happen, and once it happened, you just have to let it run its course. And what I would immediately crave when I'm having that episode is peanut butter. I would be like, I need peanut butter. I need peanut butter. For some reason, I need peanut butter. Well, I know peanut butter has protein. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there was some kind of diabetic type of thing where your sugar drops or something like that. I don't know. I have told the doctors about it. They kind of seemed puzzled, like they had never heard of anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just unique. If any of you guys have experienced that, please share and let me know what it was like for you, and are you still experiencing it? And if you're not, what did you do to what did you change? Now I don't experience it as much at all anymore. I know the foods that I cannot eat. So and that trigger that. Now, if I eat something new, sometimes I don't know if it's going to trigger it. But I haven't had that happen to me in a long time. And I think it's only been maybe 2 years since it stopped happening. So I must be doing something right. But those were some scary episodes. Okay, so I don't know what was going on. So anyway, I'm on here and as you can see, I have gained weight back. I'm one of those people who, I don't want to say I failed the surgery or the surgery failed. It worked for a while and then it stopped working and I gained all the weight back. I don't know. It could be a combination of both, And when I started gaining the weight, I started, asking the doctor about, I forget what it's called, like basically to go back in surgically and redo the gastric bypass and make the stomach small again or whatever. Because I felt like eventually I was starting to be able to eat more and more food. And I got to where I could eat a whole hamburger, where before I could only eat maybe a little quarter of it. So I told the doctor, I don't know, I'm starting to be able to eat a whole hamburger. I think my pouch has expanded. But when they would do the surgery, they would say it hasn't. So I don't know. I didn't understand how sometimes I'm able to eat a whole hamburger and sometimes I couldn't. So I don't know. But I started gaining weight. And now but as much weight as I gained, I'm still down. I didn't gain all my weight back, okay? So there's still hope for me. Like I would like to, my goal before this year is up is to at least lose 20 pounds, you know, that would make me feel a whole lot better. Because then I would be below 200. I'm a little bit above 200. I'm not going to tell my weight. Okay. I'm just a little bit above 200 now. But I'm not 270 and I'm definitely not 320. Okay. So, and I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym again. Now, my ankle is hurt right now. So I have to see what my doctor says about the gym. But it's been hard because I started feeling all over again like, okay, the tool is not working anymore. Now I have a desire for food again. I'm craving food again. I thought that when I had no desire for food, that it was going to always be like that. And I said, oh, good. The drug, that temptation is gone. This is easy. But then when that honeymoon phase left, it became work again. I'm like, whoa. I didn't sign up for this. It was some things that I didn't expect, but everybody's different. You really don't know what to expect until you are in the situation. So I started gaining weight back. So, but I did not gain it all back. And the doctors, of course, they will not listen to any excuses. The nutritionists, they're tough on you. When you try to call them and say, this is not working, I need the surgery again or whatever, I think my pouch is not, they go into, what are you eating? And are you following the plan? I was not. I started eating what I wanted to eat again. I'm surprised that I haven't went all the way back up to 270, but I feel like I would be bigger than I am if it wasn't for the surgery. So, long as I would like to be 20 pounds, at least. I'm just picking a small number because 20 pounds is a lot. I would like to lose 20 pounds before this year is over. Okay. So that's my goal. Lately, I have not had an appetite for food again. I don't know what's going on, but literally, I have to force myself to eat food now. But at night, all I want to do is eat crackers and chips and stuff like that. I don't want to eat food. I have no desire for food. I just want those carbs. So I've been eating very, very bad lately. Very bad lately. I'm just going to admit it. I've been eating lousy. Drinking coffee. My doctor told me not to. That's one thing that I did struggle with really bad. After the surgery, the complication for me was that I get ulcers in my stomach now. Yes, I've had a couple of ulcers and those things are painful. So there's certain things the doctor has told me not to eat or drink because of my sensitivity to ulcers. And I try to comply with that, but every now and then I will misbehave. Now, coffee is one of those things that I drink all the time. And I shouldn't because I'm already dehydrated. So I feel like I have this new addiction to coffee. But that's better than addiction to alcohol. Speaking of that, a dear friend of mine, she had the I don't remember which one she had, but she had the gastric bypass before I did. And then she dropped all this weight. She looked good. And I was like, wow, that motivated me to want to lose it. Because I remember she and I would try to lose weight together. We would go to these different, we would sign up for whatever diet program there was, and we would go together, and we were trying to lose weight, and we would laugh at each other and, talk about our failures and, our victories and whatever, and then our failures again. And then eventually that didn't last long. But she had the gastric bypass. She had the surgery, and she dropped weight. And after she dropped weight, she was able to, she was blessed with the birth of a son. She got pregnant, and she had a son. But then we kind of lost contact after a while. Like the last time I actually saw her was at a church event. And I asked her how was she doing, and she said that she was experiencing health issues. She looked okay to me, but I didn't know that she was struggling with alcohol addiction. And see, they warn you about that a lot of times when gastric bypass patients, of course, you can't use food as an addiction anymore. But that's not true, because you can. But some people they can't. Like, for whatever reason, they drop weight effortlessly, and they can't even gain weight, and they just stay thin. Well, she stayed thin, but I think that led to alcoholism. She could not eat. She could not physically eat as much or what she wanted to eat. Although I would see her eating candy, like right after the surgery. I saw her eating candy, and I was kind of puzzled, like, how are you able to eat that? But she didn't gain weight. But I think that she relied on food like a lot of us do. And when she couldn't rely on food, she started drinking alcohol. And unfortunately, she became an addict, and she passed away. And this was maybe about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, she passed away. And that's devastating, And it scared me. It's like, wow. Now, I didn't develop an alcohol addiction, and I thank God for that. I thank God for that. But I'm back to the sugar, and the carbs again, which is a big part of why I'm not losing any weight anymore, and why my weight went up. So my weight fluctuates a little bit up. I'm maybe up 10 pounds, down 10 pounds, up 7 pounds, down 3. That's how my weight has been. I kind of been staying a little bit consistent, but still above 200 pounds, but not way up like 270, not way up there. I'm below that. So, and I think, so for that matter, I feel like the surgery worked, and I'm grateful that I had the surgery. I don't regret having the surgery. It's not the surgery that's the problem. It's me. It's me, and you have to just I don't know what the answer is. I haven't even figured it out. I think the only thing can be motivation and revisiting those things that motivated you when you initially started losing the weight, so you could have the surgery. So yep. So that's my story, and so that's where I'm at now. So I just wanted to share that. So please leave comments below and let me know if what you think, or if you have anything that you want to say, or you want to share your story. And please hit the subscribe button, you guys. Okay. And us ladies who have had the surgery, we got to support one another. Some people will say some crazy things to you, and you just have to be prepared for that. Some people, it's controversial. Some people will be for it. Some people will be against it. So what you have to do is develop some thick skin. And I just didn't tell everybody. I only told the people that I felt like they should know. But other than that, I didn't want to hear all that garbage. Okay? Because it's like, you're not me, and you don't know what I'm going through. So anyway, you're not in my shoes. So therefore, yeah. And some people say, oh, you took the easy way, or no, it's not the easy way. No, it's not. Do you think I enjoy having surgery, having somebody cut me? When I woke up from that surgery, I was in so much pain. Ooh. And then the recovery, and now I have to deal with ulcers, and that whatever sugar buzz thing. Yeah. But no, it was not easy. It was work. First of all, I had to lose weight to even have the surgery. That was work. Okay. And now I feel like it's work now. Now, I wish I could go back in and have the surgery again and drop those extra, 20, 40 pounds and easily like I did before. But no insurance is going to pay for it, So, and no doctor is willing to do it. Is they just think, they just play tough with you and say, you just need to start doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I would get resentful of that. Don't tell me that. I want the surgery. I can't do this by myself. I need the surgery so I won't go back up to where I was before. But I'm kind of, since I don't have money to pay for it, then, that's just my life right now. I'm back to where I was, not weight wise, but I'm back to dieting, having to struggle with my weight again, the same way I was before I had the surgery. The only difference is that I had the Rouxen Y surgery. So you don't absorb all of your nutrients and calories. So I think that if I was absorbing everything that I ate fully, then I'd probably be about 300 something pounds now, So I ain't grateful. So in that scenario, it did work and is working. So I don't have any advice other than, if you are pre-op, do not introduce sugar into your diet. I would say don't ever. Most obese people, they become obese because they crave sugar and carbs. That's what puts all that fat on you, that belly fat. And that's my struggle, is my belly. Hate that. But I would say, don't think that just because you dropping weight easy the first year, after that year is up, and then you start coming up, on the second year, you're going to be back struggling again. It's going to be about you using the tools, that you've been given, and eating the way they initially tell you to eat for the rest of your life. I would say follow that. If you can, don't steer away from it like I did. Don't put a piece of sugar in your mouth. I don't care if it's a birthday party, a special occasion, because it's almost like it opened up the door, the fat doors for sugar. It just woke up those cravings. They weren't there until I started putting Crystal Light, and not Crystal Light only, but sweeteners in my water, instead of just using something like cucumbers or lemons or something like that. Okay. So that's what I would say to you. But with God, all things are possible. I would not be in my right mind right now. I would be totally depressed, feel like a total failure if I didn't have God in my life to let me, I rely on God, but you also, faith without works is dead. You still got to do your work. Okay. It's not easy. It's not easy. If is anybody else, am I preaching to somebody today? So, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Comment if you would like more videos like this, then I can continue sharing. But since I hadn't shared in over 9 years, almost 10 years in this coming March, and I was watching another woman's video about her journey, and I said, wow, what happened to all my old videos that I recorded, and I was looking at all of them, and I was like, wow, it brought back those memories. Do I have any regrets of having this surgery? No. If I had to do all over again, I would do it all over again. Ulcers and all, child. Okay. Now I was left with some hanging skin, so I had to have skin removal. Now the insurance will only pay for certain things, and certain things they won't pay for. So I just have to deal with it, But I feel a whole lot better in my clothes than I did before. And there was one thing I wanted to do, like I had set goals for myself. I'm gonna end this live soon. I set goals for myself. Like, okay, so my daughter would go to this dance studio, and there was this little crack. So that everybody would come to the parking lot. People would park in the parking lot. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. And to walk around to the front of the building, you either walk around all the way around the parking lot, or most people, there was like a little space in between the building and the fence. Okay. And I would see people squeezing through that as a shortcut. I could not fit through that. My breasts were too big. My body was too big. I couldn't get through there. And I was like, this is really sad. This is really bad. My goal is to be able to squeeze between there. Well, it happened, y'all. And people might have thought, huh? I was like, that's my own private victory. Just those little things like that. Set goals for yourself, okay? Milestones. That's what keeps me motivated, okay? It doesn't always, work all the time, but set goals for yourself, smaller goals. Like you can't say, I want to lose 50 pounds in the next 2 months. That's not realistic. Even with the surgery, I don't think, you shouldn't do it that way. And it's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to pull. So set smaller goals, like I want to lose 20 pounds. Ultimately, though, I want to get back down to, I never did reach the number that I wanted to get to. I wanted to get down to about 140. And a lot of people would tell me, oh, if you got down to 140, you would be too small. I'm like, don't tell me that. I've been 140 before, okay? And I loved it. And I felt healthy and I was not too small. I don't know why people say that. There's people that are smaller than that. Look at the supermodels and stuff. The supermodels, even at 140, I would probably be considered a plus size. Okay? So don't let people tell you, discourage you, because they will, because they don't understand. And it's not intentional, okay? They mean well, but they just don't understand. And you have to tell yourself they don't understand. So they don't, they don't know. They don't know any better. So that's it. I think that was all I had to say. Please keep your negative comments to yourself, because I don't want to hear them. Okay. So God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.